Testing, testing. One, as you probably know, that this was we. What I'm trying to get to is we weren't really sure what we were going to get, and in a few conferences, namely Big 12 and ACC, we got football today. Now, the Big 12 was just heating up. It was just embarrassing games they lost today. Iowa State, Louisiana, as well as Kansas State, Arkansas State. Unacceptable. And the blame needs to be put on people who have put in the guidelines that they don't hit or in whatever in practice, because this is just insanity that these guys are trotted out on the field and they can't do what they're uh, able to do. Now, we were ready to say that we were going to have college football next week between BYU and Army. I guess that game has now been postponed. So Houston against Baylor next week is going to be uh, probably the biggest game next week. You also got Miami against Louisville. That's not awful. But we look at today's games, and what we saw is that it's not quite the level we want it to be, but guys, football's back. And we need to be thankful that it's back here. Um, but obviously, there's problems everywhere in this 2020 situation that we've got. Now, when we look at today's, we used to do 3 winners here in college football tonight, as we had on the old network. We're gonna go with down to 2 winners, as there are just a lot fewer games. But first of all, we're gonna give the winner to the Sun Belt Conference. An amazing, I don't know what it is, the Sun Belt had an amazing night, an amazing day. They showed up, Arkansas State and Louisiana Lafayette. Now we're recording this in the middle of Coastal Carolina, Kansas game. Coastal Carolina up by 23. So it's not obvious, or that game is not determined at this moment. What we do know is that the Sun Belt deserves a big victory for today. Now, the other winner that I'm going to announce has got to be the it's got to be Notre Dame. Join the big or the ACC, and they got the first win. I mean, it was a very, very good decision, really, for Notre Dame to join the ACC in 2020. And I think going forward in this season, Notre Dame will not regret the decision to join the ACC for 2020. They've got these, it's very stable. They're gonna get the games in, and things are going to be successful this year for Notre Dame. Alrighty, those are our 2 winners, Sun Belt Conference and also Notre Dame. So we do have a college football alert here. As you can see, Houston, of course, made the decision to schedule Baylor for next week. It, I believe, will end up being the right decision. for Houston and Baylor to mutually agree to play next week. And that you can't lose these weeks. You can't afford to be losing week after week where you don't play a game. I think um, Houston was probably going to play somebody in the Big 12, but they got this game on the schedule, and it's going to happen. I mean, Baylor was going to have not played a game and gone to Big 12 play, but they got this game on the schedule. Houston lost their opponent to Memphis very recently. Got together, got this game plugged in next week. Beginning or beginning Saturday, game of the week. And I think it probably is the best game next week. If you look at Houston, they're typically a decent team in the American Conference. Not bad, not great. Don't know exactly how they're going to be. Baylor seems like they're top half of the Big 12 this year, and it should be exciting. I mean, don't know exactly what we're going to get, but that's really what every game is the first few weeks of any season. And 2020 is no exception to the rule. I want to go through some scores from earlier today. Clemson getting the win over Wake Forest. It was pretty obvious that we're going to see that. Texas Tech barely surviving today. Pittsburgh, I heard today it's again the only good game, I guess you could say, is Georgia Tech. Florida State has a nail biter. Watch the end of that one. Notre Dame could Duke. Carolina beat Syracuse. Arkansas State up to Kansas State. I mean, today wasn't perfect. Really, only 2 conferences were in action today, and no conference in Big 12, just the SEC. But I'd say decent. So next week, we've got some games on the schedule. Should be another good week of college football. Next week, we're going to have BYU Ironman, but the game has been postponed. And we're very hopeful that we get some college football. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for being a part of this week. Not a lot to talk about here. But we do know the game is Houston Baylor, 11 a.m. Central Time, live on Fox. Also, host Oklahoma State. Be alright. And Miami against Louisville will be the Saturday night game next week. But other than that, it seems like a very, very calm Saturday before we do head into SEC play opening up in the 4th week of the season. This was week 2,